This is Feed Your Mind. So, astronauts have described that they smell burnt metal in space. And so, before we get started, I'm in no way condoning outer space. I'm not saying that outer space exists. I'm not saying that astronauts were in space, but I did find it interesting what they described, because when I did my research on what the firmament was made of in a video, I'll leave the link in the comment section and the description box so you can check it out. Basically, I had several hypotheses about what the firmament could be made of. I covered the toroidal theory, the solid dome, the physical barrier theory. I covered the biblical theories. I covered several theories, so it's definitely something to check out if you haven't seen it yet. But basically, one of the theories I included was, I believe, a metallic type thing, because I know there's also a theory with a glass type thing, and then there's a water theory, and there's an ice theory. So, yeah, I covered it all in the video, but I did also bring up a metallic type theory too. So that's why I'm bringing this information up with what these astronauts were saying, because it was something to speculate on, I thought. So they had testimony that they're saying that, well, the outer space has this metallic type smell to it. They mentioned like gunpowder, welding fumes, like I said, burnt metal, all types of things around that, in that same kind of category. So I was just like, yeah, that sounds kind of interesting. Now, the reason, like in space, there's not supposed to be smell, right? Because it's a vacuum of space, right? So, but I think they're referring to the upper atmosphere, which would be well under the dome. So this must be on the space station or something. Now they claim the space station is up about 400 miles. I think it's possible the dome might not even be that high. I covered this in my Height of the Dome Firmament video, and the Tower of Babel versus outer space video as well, where I've come to the conclusion that there's not any real solid evidence that anybody's been above 70 or 80 miles around that height. One of the highest credible testimonies of any person actually going up in the air was probably Felix Baumgartner, right? So they say he went up about 30 to 40 miles up in the air. I think it was on some type of weather balloon or something. But however he got up that high, I mean, that's pretty high. Most planes go up, a max of about 8 miles, 5 to 8 miles. So getting up to 40 miles, that's pretty, 30 miles is pretty interesting testimony. So plus, it's like when we see a lot of the pictures that they try to claim is on the ISS, a lot of that could be from a weather balloon, or there could be, is it possible they have some type of crafts? Because, they are making billions of dollars every year. So NASA has all this money at their disposal. Is it possible that they have some type of space, not spacecraft, but high altitude vehicles, possibly? I mean, because even the Pentagon had confirmed that they came into contact with flying machines that they have no idea, like, who's in these machines. I mean, these sky vehicles. So there's speculation that some of these sky vehicles could be man-made. That would kind of be a whole nother video to get into, as far as like who's driving these sky vehicles that they're calling UFOs. Is it, we'll get into that at another time. But the point is, with taking the option that these sky vehicles might be man-made. I mean, is it possible that some of these space agencies have, advanced sky tech? Plane. They're not. There would be more than planes. They wouldn't even be considered planes at that point. From what I've saw with the footage people are showing of UFOs, they wouldn't be considered planes or helicopters. So that's why I'm calling them sky vehicles. I guess they're better known as UFOs. But that sounds kind of like, most people link that with aliens. So that's why I'm kind of avoiding saying UFOs as much as possible. But anyways, so is it possible that like maybe Area 51 or any other areas on this earth, they might be holding some advanced technology for flying in the air, vehicles that fly in the air? And so it's possible that if they do have access to vehicles like this, they could possibly have went up to possibly the firmament, or close to it, depending on how high the firmament actually is. It doesn't have to be hundreds of miles high, though. I mean, like I said, it could be, but it doesn't have to be. So, if you can get up about 40 miles high or even higher, if it's possible to get that high, you might be able to smell what these astronauts were describing. Now, a lot of these astronauts are actually initiated into secret. Well, they're usually from secret societies. A lot of that. There's only been like 500 people ever to claim to have gone to outer space, from what I recall. So it hasn't been a whole lot of people to even claim to have gone into outer space. And if these people are mostly all part of these secret groups, then maybe they have access to these vehicles, the knowledge of these vehicles that I described as a possibility, where maybe they can go up a certain height in the air. I'm not saying they went up to outer space, though. I have to keep mentioning that because I don't want to see a whole lot of people in the comment section saying like, "Oh, there is no outer space," so whatever they were saying doesn't matter. I'm just speculating. That's why this is a brainstorm video. Where is it possible, that they have access to vehicles and did they smell something up there? Now, what they're saying is basically, well, the story got out, so their official response is that when these astronauts are on the skywalk and stuff, when they're like doing their duties outside of the space station, when they get back inside the shuttle or the space station, they smell their clothes. They smell that, like on their spacesuit, they would smell this burnt metal, gunpowder type smell. So that's what they're saying. But like I said, if we just remove what they're saying as far as being in orbit, if they're possibly in the sky with this technology, which could also explain the ISS, itself, if they have this technology that that nobody knows of, like the general public wouldn't know it, that you wouldn't even have clearance to know about the space vehicle. I think at the higher levels, like you would have to be literally, sworn to secrecy to know about this technology. So this could also describe what this could be a possible explanation of what the ISS itself is. Some type of technology that they're not really sharing with us, and that could also explain the Starlink satellites, any type of sightings, like the UFO sightings. So who knows if they actually, like I said, can they actually go up in the air to a certain height, and could these vehicles sustain themselves up there with the technology to where maybe they could be powered by the ether, the free energy that's been hidden from us. these vehicles could be powered by that, or some type of solar technology, or a combination of the both. So there's all types of possibilities here now. But I found it interesting that they described the metallic smell up there. I know it could, like I said, so what do you think about all this? Is there any clues here? I mean, it could be nothing, but these brainstorm videos, like I said, are designed to be able to explore options and possibilities, and just that's pretty much what this series is all about. So anyways, I think I'm gonna get out of here. So look, leave a comment in the comment section with your thoughts on what all we just covered in this video. If you have anything to build on or add to the table, let's get a brainstorm going on in the comment section. I'll also leave a link if you would like to donate to this channel. You can donate as little as $1 to help keep things going here at Feed Your Mind. I'll leave the link in the comment section and the description box. There'll also be a link for my other channels. Make sure you subscribe to all 3 of my channels. And I'll have links to my social media. Please like, comment, share, and subscribe. This has been Feed Your Mind, signing off.